Welcome to UMCC, your ultimate medical consultant connectors where your health matters to us. Picture this, a pool party in your stomach. Fun, right? Not when crashes it. This isn't some microscopic party animal. We're talking a parasitic worm, folks. Big enough to see. That's right, it's like that one guest who overstays their welcome, setting up camp in your intestines. But instead of cheesy dip, they're feasting on your food. These worms are the ultimate freeloaders, living rent-free in your gut. And trust me, they don't clean up after themselves. They're more like the guest who leaves dirty dishes everywhere. Except the dishes are, well, let's just say it involves your digestive system. Not exactly appetizing dinner conversation, is it? The worst part, they invite their friends. A single female can lay up to 200,000 eggs a day. That's not a party anymore. It's a full-blown rave in your gut. So how do you avoid these unwanted guests? Stay tuned, folks. Remember that questionable water you were warned about? The one that could make you see sounds? Well, it can also introduce you to. Turns out these worms have a thing for contaminated water. They lurk their microscopic eggs waiting for their big break to hitch a ride to your intestines. It's all about real estate, folks. These worms see your gut as prime property, and they're not picky about their neighbors. They're equally happy setting up shop in your small intestine or your large intestine. Once they're in, they're like those squatters who refuse to leave. But it's not just about the water. Remember those unwashed vegetables your mom always warned you about? They're on the hit list too. These worms are masters of disguise, hiding in soil and hitching rides on unsuspecting produce. So the next time you're tempted to skip washing your hands or snack on an unwashed carrot, remember they're waiting. So how do you know if you've got a full-blown rave happening in your gut? Well, your body might just throw you some not-so-subtle hints. Remember those stomach cramps you get after eating a whole pizza? Yeah, those pale in comparison. We're talking cramps, folks, the kind that make you wish you never heard of pizza. And don't even think about hitting the buffet. Nausea and vomiting are frequent flyers on the express. It's like your stomach's throwing a rave of its own and you're not invited. But wait, there's more. If you're lucky, you might even experience the joy of Ascaris in your stool. That's right, folks. You might actually see these little party animals waving at you from the porcelain throne. It's not exactly the kind of surprise you want in your morning routine. Section 4, eviction notice, diagnosing the intruders. Okay, so you suspect you've got unwanted tenants in your gut. What's next? Well, it's time to call the exterminator, or in this case, your doctor. They're the only ones who can issue a proper eviction notice to these gut squatters. Doctors have their ways, folks. They might ask you to provide a stool sample, a deposit, if you will, to check for evidence of these uninvited guests. And if they're feeling really fancy, they might order a fecal flotation test. It's exactly what it sounds like, but for worm eggs. Sometimes these worms get a little too adventurous and decide to go on a field trip outside your gut. That's when things get really interesting. Doctors might find them in your vomit, or even in your cough, depending on their itinerary. It's like a game of Where's Waldo, but much less fun. Section 5, kicking Ascaris to the curb. Treatment and prevention. Good news, folks, getting rid of is usually as simple as a quick trip to the pharmacy. Doctors can prescribe medications that send these party animals packing. Think of it as a one-way ticket out of your gut, but remember, prevention is key. Washing your hands, non-negotiable. Washing your fruits and veggies, absolutely essential. And as for that questionable water, stick to bottled, my friends. Trust me on this one. Think of it this way, you wouldn't let strangers crash your party, right? So don't let crash yours. Keep those hands clean, those veggies washed, and that water purified. Your gut will thank you for it. UMCCC, your ultimate medical consultant connector.